freedom be between the lines?
Let me tell you a story.
Enjoy a life foundation springing up to find.
I've done a lot of bad.
That every thought will lead to nothing.
What? Are we talking possession or something?
No matter how hard you try to define.
The vessel.
Take me down to the final decision, and the world will break apart today.
Then let's make a plan.
And the world will break apart
Burn with me.
today.
Are you here to finish the job, brother?
No. Get to your feet.
As you can see, that's quite impossible. Goddamn sledgehammer, what the hell were they thinking?
You did what you always do, Barnabas. You underestimated them. You did it from the start.
Did I now?
When Robert and his team first came in here, they weren't trying to stop Cinder. They knew the guns wouldn't harm him. It would get his attention, though. They were here to rescue Peter, nothing else.
But not the other two. The ones who took down Cinder.
Cade, despite his bravado, was extremely good at what he did, and Ms. Young might be the smartest of the whole bunch. Cinder could heal and recover from flesh wounds very easily, but broken bones? That was something he could not ignore. It slowed Cinder down, and they saw that, and used it to their advantage.
Why did she go after me? I've done nothing to Ms. Young.
Dear brother, do you remember when you killed Dr. Barton? There was another girl there? A girl that you thought you killed as well? That was Ms. Young's lover.
Tara? Oh, she was working against me from the start.
It would appear so.
I must say, Ezekiel, I am impressed.
How so?
I never thought you were playing for my side. It has been the entire time, right?
Since I first came to Griffin, yes.
And here, I thought you were fighting against me the whole time, but you weren't. You were just fighting to beat me. You wanted the power for yourself.
And that right there is why you lost. It was never a race. There will only ever be one with the power, and it would never have been you. Not Barton, not George, not May, not even me. The power was always for Ahriman himself.
Ah, ever the servant I see, brother. Then what purpose do you see me as? Another humble servant such as yourself? Or a sacrifice to your new Lord and Savior?
Always with the dramatics, brother.
Oh, no, Ezekiel, I must confess. If the present situation has taught me anything, you are the better actor of the family. Our father taught you very well. Such a nerve, did I?
I wouldn't.
To be raised in the same house, under the same man, only for us to turn out so differently.
How do you think this is going to end for you?
I don't think that's your decision to make.
Why do you say that?
Because I know you have no interest in saving me, as you one time put it. Which means the only reason you haven't killed me already is because your master hasn't decided what to do with me yet. Therefore, you can't touch me.
Ahriman doesn't control me. I serve him of my own free will. If I wished you dead, you would be dead, and Ahriman would not even notice.
Then why am I still alive?
Because you're right, Barnabas. It's not my decision to make. It's hers.
Oh.
Hello, Barnabas.
May, I thought you were dead.
Ahriman made me an offer, and it came with health benefits.
So you're with them now. And you, Ezekiel, do you trust this woman? She's the one who had you locked away.
Trust? No, not really. But I'll work with her, as long as it serves the greater good.
Oh, you won't get any trouble from me, as long as I get what I want.
You're here, aren't you?
So, the bargain was for me, was it? You hate me that much, May? You wanted to be the one to pull the trigger yourself, huh? Well, bravo. Ezekiel wouldn't have been a surprise, but I didn't expect it to be you.
Barnabas, you are a bloated, self-obsessed worm. You mean nothing to me, less than nothing. I am not so petty as to use all my bargaining to kill you.
Then why are you here?
I mean to kill George Locke and that bitch Tatum, and you're my tool to do it.
I see.
What's it gonna be then? Are you more interested in dying here alone in the dirt? Or are you going to visit your old friend George?
So, baby brother, are you with us or not?
Oh, I believe we can find a way to work together.
There might be hope for you yet.
Griffin Daily News. How may I help you? Yeah, just email it to me, and I can get that fixed for you, no problem. Well, you're welcome. Sheriff, what do we owe this pleasure?
Well, I'm not sure how to put this.
Is everything okay?
Well, maybe. Honestly, I don't know.
What is it then?
Well, when Dad died, we gave the paper a bunch of his boxes because it had a lot of stuff from when he worked here. Old papers, notes, photo albums, journals. Just a bunch of stuff we thought you might want to have.
I remember that. What's it been now? 5 years since your daddy passed?
7.
Doesn't seem that long ago, but I remember the boxes. Why?
I was just curious, do you still have them? And if so, may I take a peek at them?
Of course. They'll be in the back in the archive room. Follow me.
Thanks.
So how have you been? I don't think I've talked to you much since the earthquake. We got lucky with that, didn't we?
I guess you could call what happened lucky.
I mean, we only had a handful of injuries and some property damage here and there. We've never had something of that size before, so it could have been worse.
Right. Yeah, right. Sorry.
Is everything okay?
Just a lot of different fires to put out. Not sure if I've got enough water to do it.
Anything I should start taking notes about?
Oh, no. No, this is strictly off the record.
Whatever you say, Sheriff. You know, some of the old-timers still talk about your daddy. I'm sorry I missed the chance to work with him.
He loved it here. I remember him coming home and telling Mom and me some of the stories he was working on, even when he didn't publish. I think it's one of the reasons why I went into law enforcement. We both were after the truth. We just chose to do it a bit differently.
So what are you looking for?
Something about a story he worked on that might be important to one of those fires. Just don't know if the information that I got is true. I know I would have remembered him telling me this story.
What's it about? The old-timers like to talk. Maybe they mentioned it to me.
You ever hear about the tunnels around the city?
Tunnels? The same one that podcast guy was talking about before he went missing?
Kidnapped. Not missing, but yeah.
You don't think there's any truth to what he was spouting, do you?
Some whack job thought so. Believed him enough to kidnap the guy.
And you think your dad might have been working on something about that?
That's what my source told me anyway.
If your daddy was working on a story about the tunnels, it was never published. Don't be too disappointed if you come up empty.
Well, that's why I want to see his old notes, all the half-finished stories he never got turned in.
Why didn't he finish it?
That's kind of what I'm trying to find out.
Fair enough. Here's the boxes. It's this one and those two. Doesn't look like anyone's touched it. There shouldn't be anything missing.
All right.
I'll leave you to it. If you need me, I'll be in my office. Just come get me.
Thanks, Courtney. Okay, let's see what the hell you're talking about, Cary.
Look, I don't care what your paperwork says. I want to know how she's doing.
And I'm telling you, you can't just be given that information.
Look, miss, I can vouch for her. Tara would want her to know what's going on.
I'm sorry, Detective, but you can't just vouch for someone like that. That's not how it works with medical records.
Then I'm going to find out how she is myself. If you want to stop me, arrest me.
Ma'am, my orders come from the sheriff. I can't just let you in there if you aren't family.
Erica should be on the approved visitors list.
This isn't a VIP room in a big city nightclub. This is a hospital.
I don't have time for this shit.
Stop!
Okay. Please be okay.
What took you so long?
Oh, Tara. I could kill you.
Maybe you should give Barnabas some pointers then. He sucked at it.
I made sure he won't hurt anyone again.
You didn't.
I broke his legs with a sledgehammer and left him in the tunnels to die.
That's hot.
What did the doctors say?
The knife didn't hit anything major. I lost a lot of blood. They stitched me up and gave me a transfusion. If nothing gets infected, I may be able to go home in a day or two, or I don't know, hopefully soon.
Thank God.
Yeah. We got lucky.
Not all of us.
Oh, Jesus. What happened?
Cade.
How is she?
She's going to be fine. They patched up the stab wound, and they're going to send her home in a day or two.
Oh, that's great news.
At least something good happened.
Look, Robert, we don't know what we have going on here yet.
Don't we? Come on, Greg, it's over. Armin's a freaking god.
You don't know that.
You want to read everything I have on him? Because last time it took an entire tribe of Creeks sacrificing themselves to stop him. And here we are 400 years later and he's back.
Well, then we figure out another way.
Karen, we're talking something out of myths and legends here. He makes Cinder and the Rakes look like cotton candy, and it took all of us to stop them, and Cade didn't walk away from it.
Everything has a weakness.
Wait, the Sunstones.
What?
Look, that's what the Creek used to stop him and trap him before, right? They kept him underground. If they did it before, maybe we can do it now.
You can't find sunstones around here like you used to. They're rare. We'd have to go to another state to find it, and there's no telling how much we need. Plus, there's no record of what the Creek actually did to stop him. It's not like they wrote down instructions or anything.
It's still a start, though. What else do we know?
Okay. We know the explosion at the hospital hurt him. It put him out of action for at least 30 years.
Yeah. Okay, so we blow him up. Detective, I'm sure you have access to explosives of some kind.
No, we're in uncharted territory now.
What do you mean?
Because he was in his raw form when the Creek stopped him and when the hospital exploded. He's in a host now. It's a friggin' vessel.
Peter.
Yeah, Peter.
No, it's Peter.
Son of a bitch.
Y'all, stand back. I've got this.
You've got this, Detective?
We're gonna do this real easy, Peter.
He's not Peter.
Very true, Robert.
Peter Davis, you're under arrest for the murder of Kincaid Elliott. You have the right to remain silent.
I think not, Detective. What would you say to everyone when you take me to jail? How would you explain things to them? Would you tell them the truth, or would you make up some lie about why you've held me against my will? Think it through. You have no play here.
And what if he just shoots you?
Are you even sure that would do the trick? Perhaps 2 for safety's sake. Maybe 1 to the heart, just to make sure. And even then, will you be so sure that I won't simply shrug it off and kill you after it?
Think it through.
What's that now, Robert?
You kill us. What's next? Do you kill Melissa over there? The doctors on the floor? The other families? The guards that will certainly hear the screams? The cops that will be called for backup? What's your plan here?
Maybe killing every last one of you is my plan. You people are nothing but vermin on this planet. I would be doing this land a favor by ridding you of it.
Then do it already.
Robert!
No, if that's the end result, just go ahead and do it. Go ahead and start smiting.
Do not test me.
Oh, trust me, I have no doubt you could kill us. But you just got yourself free. Are you really going to test how much technology has changed in the last 400 years? Are you really going to see if you can take a dozen bullets before you drop? Or hell, there's no telling how much the government knows about stuff like this already and just ain't telling us. They may have a whole slew of toys just itching to test on something like you. No, if you wanted to take us out, you would never have opened your mouth. You have just done it. So what do you want?
Very good, Robert. Peter always thought you were the smart one. It was the reason he helped drag you into this all those years ago.
So Peter is still in there somewhere?
If you're hoping for some last-minute battle of wills for Peter's soul, then you are living in a fantasy. Peter is gone. There is nothing left of him except for this shell. Not an ounce of him remains. There is only me.
You still haven't answered Robert's question. What do you want?
What does anyone want? Their freedom. I have been restrained for too long. Robert is right. I don't wish to wipe you from this world. At one time, when the world was much smaller, it might have been a goal of mine, but even I know that is out of my power. However, we can coexist. All I want to do is leave. Let me do this, and I will trouble this pathetic town no longer.
Oh, you killed 2 friends of ours. Your followers have killed others. You really think we're going to let you just walk out of here without trying to stop you?
Do you think you could stop me anyway?
So we let you walk. You leave us alone, right?
That is correct.
Then go.
Greg.
It's my call.
I must admit, I'm surprised. Peter always thought of us as the more unreasonable of the bunch. I'm glad to find that he was wrong about you, Detective.
Go before I change my mind.
I would like to say it's been a pleasure, but truthfully it has not. Don't ever try to find me, and I promise I will not harm you at all.
Fine, now go.
Wait, no, Detective, how can you just
Hold on.
Don't you dare tell me to hold on. That was the monster that killed Cade and probably Peter. And you're just letting him walk out of here?
Karen, it's okay.
No, the fuck it is. Am I the only one who just hasn't lost my mind? Huh? Look, we need to stop him.
We will.
Wait, what?
Good. I was afraid I was reading it wrong.
No, I think you were reading it spot on.
What the hell am I missing?
If all he wanted to do is leave, then why come find us?
Why not just leave without saying a word?
You think he's stalling?
Yeah, he doesn't want us trying something.
And he has to be here to do it. His work isn't done.
And he thinks we can do something to stop him?
Yeah. For whatever reason, as powerful as he is, he's afraid of us.
Do you have a plan?
No. But I need to go home. We need to read everything. There has to be something I missed. We need everyone.
I'll fill Erica and Tara in.
I'll call Cary, but we need something else as well.
What's that?
We need to find Locke. Tunnels is a Haunted Griffin Entertainment production. It was written by Robert Chauncey, Charlie Dukes, and Meghan Griffin. It stars
Cary Michael Ayers as Sheriff Floyd J. Burke.
MJ Bradley-Lestrange as Melissa.
Caitlin Buckley as Erica Young.
Robert Chauncey as Robert Chauncey.
Russel Gold as Barnabas Kane.
Sarah Golding as Karen Rogers.
Meghan Griffin as Courtney.
Pete Lutz as Ezekiel.
Rhiannon McAffee as May.
Tanja Milojevic as Tara.
Peter O'Malley as Detective Greg Bowman.
Trent Shumway, Ahriman.
Our theme music is The World Will Break by Dano Songs. Our outro music, Into the Dark, was written by Thoro Smiley of Harmless Entertainment Network. If you like this, please give us a 5-star rating wherever you rate and review podcasts at. Also, if you want to hear other stuff that Haunted Griffin Entertainment produces, like Haunted Hell House of Horror or Marigold's Ghosts, as well as future projects like our upcoming spin-off of Marigold's Ghosts, Whistlewood, and our new sci-fi series Companion, you should follow us on Facebook and Twitter. On Facebook, we're Haunted Griffin Entertainment, and on Twitter, we can be found at both Tunnels Podcast and Haunted Griffin. You can also purchase merchandise from any of our shows at our TeePublic store, or if you really want to help us out, become a patron. All of this info and more can be found on our website at hauntedgriffin.com. And speaking of patrons, we would like to sincerely thank the following people who have supported us on Patreon: Tim Tweed, Tatum Adams, Kristen Jeter, Jenna Ledham, Tim Lowe, Meghan Griffin, Darren Bajent, Sumnote, and Eileen Meek. This episode's audio drama spotlight shines on Sporadic Phantoms.
My name is Robin.
I'm Stevie.
And I'm Kyle. We are a trio of environmentalists, documentarians, journalists, and friends.
We will be looking at a major problem happening right now: the destruction of threatened species habitats by the logging industry.
We're talking about illegal logging here.
Do you know what the company was that was doing this?
Yeah, I had never heard of them before, but they're called Dapson Lumber Company.
Dapson?
I remember the trucks. And the Matcom bands, too.
Weapons development.
They're hiding the information.
It's much bigger than just Dapson.
There's a reason they vetoed the project.
He just kept saying, stay away from Dapson, stay away from Matcom.
Missing?
I'm not one for conspiracy theories, but I just have this sick feeling in my stomach about this that I can't shake.
This looks like a non-profit organization.
And don't forget about the dodgeball tournaments.
Be part of something greater.
What the actual hell?
This could be big. Really big. Sporadic Phantoms, an investigative podcast series. Available this January on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and Anchor.
There's nothing in here. Why would Cary lie to me about something like this?
Sorry to interrupt.
It's okay. Looks like I've been on a wild goose chase after all.
So you want me to put this box back?
Wait, what box?
I forgot we took this box upstairs. We were looking at it for a story we were working on.
What story?
Something on the anniversary of the old Spalding Sanatorium blowing up.
Dad didn't have anything to do with that story.
Yeah, he did. He was one of the first people on the scene when it happened. Hell, he beat some of the emergency workers there by a good 10 minutes.
That's impossible. His name isn't on one single article.
It wouldn't have been. Back in the day, anytime they got a big story, the whole team wound up working on it. They always just published it as staff reports without giving one guy credit.
But Dad never mentioned anything about it.
I really don't blame him. From what I've read about the incident, it was a mess. Most of the old-timers still say it gives them nightmares. But yeah, your dad took extensive notes for it.
Did everything get published?
I doubt it. A story like that, caution would be a top priority back then. Wouldn't want to piss anybody off. The hospital was already a touchy subject amongst some circles, and protected by others. A lot of people lost some of their positions of power because of it. The newspaper wouldn't have wanted to become enemies of the wrong people, so they probably played it safe.
Huh, no shit.
Yeah, thankfully things are different now, right?
Yeah, right. Sure.
So you want this box?
Oh, yeah. I think that's exactly what I'm looking for.